Aria's POV. Leo Carter and I were childhood sweethearts. When the rogue king tried to assassinate him, I blocked a fatal stab and saved him. Since then, he has cherished me like a treasure, vowing to love only me for the rest of his life. On the day we turned 18, we became fated mates before the moon goddess. I said to him, Alpha Leo, if you betray me, I will leave you forever. With tears in his eyes, he hugged me, saying he would never let that happen in his lifetime. After we got married, he chased away all the women surrounding him. When a beautiful, young she-wolf confessed her feelings to him, he expelled her from the pack. Not only that, but he also began to build the largest amusement park in the wolf tribe to commemorate our love. During our 7 years together, he showered me with so much care and affection that I felt like the happiest she-wolf in the world. 3 months ago, I became pregnant with our child, and he became even more concerned for me. He wouldn't even let me do stuff myself, even for things like drinking a glass of water. Despite being the pack leader and having to oversee a company with thousands of employees, he always managed to make time to accompany me in my tasks. The moment he saw the pregnancy test report, he was as overjoyed as a child, hugging me and dancing around. Oh my God, Aria! We're having a child. I'm going to be a dad. I laughed at him for acting so childlike at his age, but I couldn't help feeling my eyes redden and well up with tears. Back then, my father fled far away with his mistress in the name of so-called true love, leaving behind my mother and me to rely on each other for survival. My mother raised me with great difficulty. In the end, her health deteriorated, and she passed away, leaving me alone in the world. After that, I stopped believing in love for a while. It was Leo's daily companionship that made me feel moved, and I thought we would grow old together. Recently, he had gotten so busy with matters at the amusement park that he couldn't go home. To avoid disturbing him and his work, I drove to the hospital alone. However, I accidentally found a vibration device in between the gaps of the car seats. There was even an unidentified viscous liquid still stuck to its surface. At that moment, the blood in my veins turned cold from head to toe. After arriving at the hospital, the obstetrician smiled as he helped me lie down. Luna Aria Thompson, why isn't Alpha Leo here with you? Every time you undergo a checkup, he's always more concerned than me, the doctor. I smiled at him bitterly, replying, I'm not here for a checkup today. Under his surprised gaze, I uttered slowly, sorry to trouble you, but could you please arrange an abortion for me? I don't want this child anymore. The villa was still empty by the time I returned home, pale-faced. Leo, who had promised to accompany me to the prenatal checkup today, still hadn't returned. Half an hour later, he hurriedly returned home and saw me lying in the bedroom. He walked over with light footsteps and bent down to kiss my forehead. I heard from the butler that you've already been to the hospital. Why didn't you wait for me? He asked. I'm sorry. I've been too busy lately. But that's okay. The amusement park will be finished soon. When our baby is born, we 3 can go there together. His gaze was intense, clearly filled with anticipation for the future. The amusement park was built to commemorate our 7 years together, and he even transferred the ownership to my name. For so many years, he had always been this way, constantly putting matters related to me first. Yet, even such a person could still end up cheating. He was waiting for the baby to be born, he said. I couldn't help but smile bitterly in my heart. Leo, we will no longer be having a baby. I couldn't allow my child to grow up with lies like I did. When he saw that I didn't respond, a hint of panic flashed in his eyes. Did you drive to the hospital by yourself today? He asked. After a brief silence, I replied, no. I took a cab there. He breathed a sigh of relief, and he hid his nervousness and anxiety by immediately hugging me, saying, I know being pregnant is extremely taxing on you. Thank you for your hard work. After I'm done with this busy period, I'll definitely stay by your side. As he spoke, he took out a box from behind him. My dear, I have a gift for you. Didn't you say before you liked this bag? I went to the store today and bought the latest collection for you. Normally, I would have probably accepted it as joyfully as a child would, feeling touched that he remembered my every word. But now, I knew that he was doing this simply out of guilt after cheating on me and wanted to make it up to me. When I saw the gift, I thought of the vibration device. I suppressed the bitterness and sadness in my heart, and I couldn't help asking as I looked into his tender gaze, "Leo, how long have we been together?" Confused, he looked at me and replied, 7 years and 97 days. Why the sudden question? So, he remembered exactly how long we had been together, but did he forget the vow we made to love each other for life? I lowered my head and forced a grim smile. Nothing. I was just asking. He gently stroked my hair while saying, "Don't worry, Arya. No matter how long, I will always love you. If I fail, may the moon goddess punish me." Upon hearing that, I grit my teeth hard to prevent myself from shedding tears. I took a deep breath and said to him with a smile, "Leo, I also have a gift for you." Surprised, he asked, "What is it?" I smiled faintly. "You'll find out in 3 days. In 3 days, our mate bond would be officially broken. By then, I would no longer be his Luna." Arya's POV. With visible happiness in Leo's expression, he went downstairs to prepare dinner for me in the kitchen. As I watched his busy figure in the kitchen, I felt a whirlwind of emotions. We had been together for 7 years. Leo took care of all the cooking and household chores. He said that since he loved me, he wanted to make sure I felt it in everyday life. However, now, these so-called acts of love of his only made me feel like my heart was being torn apart. I turned around and picked up the potion I had obtained from the witch. Without hesitation, I drank it in one go. In 3 days, I would no longer exist in Leo's world. The abortion surgery left me feeling exhausted, and after drinking the potion, I fell into a deep sleep. When I woke up, the house was filled with the scent of food. I walked to the bedroom door and happened to see Leo looking down at his phone. He was quickly typing something, and a smile was even on his lips. Was he with his mistress? When he looked up and saw me standing there, he immediately and nervously kept his phone in his pocket. "Did you rest well? Come and have dinner. I made your favorite fish stew." As Leo spoke, he carefully picked out the fish bones from the stew while wearing a serious expression. Despite the delicious meal, I couldn't taste any flavors and even felt a little nauseous. Before he had even finished eating, Leo's phone suddenly rang. After he saw the caller ID, his expression changed, and he hurriedly walked outside to the balcony to pick up the call. I watched him and vaguely heard him speak in a low, angry tone. "Who allowed you to call me at this time? Didn't I say before that if Arya found out, it wouldn't end well for you?" On the other end of the call, a soft female voice tearfully pleaded, But I'm really scared. The circuit tripped, and it's so dark everywhere. The rogues are even knocking outside the door. I'm too afraid to go out. Can you come keep me company?" When he heard this, Leo's voice softened. "I got it. Don't be afraid. Just stay in the bedroom and don't open the door. I'll be right there, okay?" After that, he comforted the woman for a while, sounding just as gentle and considerate as he did when he comforted me before. Then, he hung up the call and returned to the dining table. "Dear, there's an urgent matter at the company." He gently kissed my forehead and said, "I'll head there and might return very late. If you're tired, go to sleep first. Don't wait up for me." I nodded at him obediently. As soon as I heard the sound of the living room door closing, I immediately sent a message to the private investigator. After a while, he sent me a video. The location in the video was in a villa neighborhood on the outskirts. The wolves that lived there were all prominent members of the pack, like the brave and heroic Bate Johnson, leaders of the pack council, or well-known business figures in the pack. They were all wealthy and influential. Leo's car was parked in front of one of the villas, and soon, a young, beautiful woman came out to open the door. As soon as she saw him, she eagerly rushed into his embrace. The moment I saw who she was, my mind went completely blank. That woman was Eliza Davis, the she-wolf who passionately confessed her feelings to Leo at the pack's celebration but was expelled afterward. Back then, she was the pack's new physiotherapist, and she had fallen for Leo at first sight. She even went as far as to ask me to step aside and let her have Leo. I had seen many she-wolves, beautiful or wealthy, who liked Leo, but none of them could gain his affection. Thus, I paid no attention to Eliza's provocations. After all, everyone in the pack knew that he only had eyes for me. After Leo discovered that Eliza had tried to provoke me, he became furious and expelled her from the pack. Later, when I became pregnant, she started sharing her dating life on social media and became a somewhat popular influencer. I even thought that she would never appear in my life again, but I never thought that the person she was talking about in her account, the one she was sweetly in love with, would be Leo. As soon as Eliza saw him, she immediately kissed him with a coquettish look, almost like a young maiden. "I knew you still liked me the most." Leo looked around and tried to push her away, but she stubbornly hugged him even tighter, pouting and kissing him even more. The two embraced and kissed each other passionately, and then they walked into the villa together. While at the door, Leo even teasingly touched Eliza's behind and asked in a low voice, "Do you still have contraceptives?" Eliza smiled seductively and replied, "I bought some before you came. I even bought a spiked vibration device." The video ended there. I closed the app and saw the message Leo had sent 10 minutes ago. "Babe, I have to work late tonight, so I won't be coming home. Rest well." I stared blankly at the text until tears began to fall on my phone screen. After sending me the video, the private investigator kindly said to me, "Take it easy. Don't be too upset. It's just a man's nature." I briefly replied my thanks before collapsing on my pillow, crying uncontrollably. "Why, Leo? Didn't we swear to be loyal to each other forever? Why would you betray me like this? How could you pretend to love me while sleeping with another woman?" Aria's POV. After I came home, I saw that Eliza's Facebook alt account had posted another update. In the photo, clothes were seen scattered all over the floor, and a torn stocking lay on the bed. Her caption read, "Ugh, seriously. It's really all my alpha's fault. He always tears my stockings. Now I have to buy new ones." In the comments, her followers screamed and gushed about how enviable their love was. I chuckled self-deprecatingly and liked her post. It was only then that I realized Eliza had quietly inserted herself between my and Leo's relationship a long time ago. Many of the gifts he gave me, including the bag from yesterday, were the same as the ones Eliza had. The things I once liked now made me feel disgusted when I looked at them. They seemed to mock me for being a fool who only now realized that Leo had been cheating. I packed up all the items Leo gave me and sold them all off at a low price. Leo didn't come back home until the next afternoon. He had also changed into a brand new suit, polished leather shoes, and a perfectly tied tie. As soon as he returned, he immediately hugged me and rested his head affectionately on my shoulder. "Sorry, babe. I've been too busy with work lately. I heard that a new shopping mall opened in the city center. I'll take you there for some shopping and cover all the bills, okay?" I looked up and saw a fresh love bite on the side of his neck. As this would be our last meal together, I agreed to his suggestion. On the way to the mall, perhaps due to his guilt, Leo kept trying to make conversation with me. As I simply wasn't in the mood to deal with him, I just kept my head down and stayed silent. When we arrived at the place, he led me to the women's clothing store we often visited, but I saw that Eliza was live streaming there. She was sitting in the VIP section, speaking smugly to her screen. "Do you see? This entire building was a gift from my boyfriend. Even this store belongs to me. Her tone was full of self-satisfaction, but the comments in the live stream were far from supportive. Why are you talking so big? How can a small-time influencer like you afford this? Are you crazy for money? You sound like you're making stuff up. LOL. Do you think you're Luna Aria? After all, her public humiliation when Leo had expelled her from the pack during the annual celebration was still fresh in their memories. Thus, they all saw her claims as exaggerated. When she saw these comments, Eliza started anxiously arguing, "I'm not lying. This shopping mall really is mine. It was a gift from my boyfriend." I turned around and saw Leo staring at his phone with a darkened expression. Soon, I saw his account enter Eliza's livestream. I can confirm that this shopping mall is indeed under her name. In an instant, a barrage of comments flooded the screen. Oh my god, it's Alpha Leo. It must be true if he's vouching for it. I didn't expect Eliza's boyfriend to be so powerful that even Alpha Leo is backing her up. Which is more impressive, this shopping mall or Luna Aria's amusement park? When she saw these comments, Eliza's expression finally brightened up again. Of course, it's this shopping mall from my boyfriend. He loves me the most, and no one else compares. It was only when Leo put down his phone that he noticed I was quietly watching him. What's wrong, babe? Did you find something? Just pick it. I'll pay for it, he said. Just this one. I casually picked out a pink dress and headed into the fitting room. I had just walked in when I suddenly received a string of calls from an unknown number. Hello? Who is this? I asked. It's me. As soon as the other person spoke, I recognized the voice. It was Eliza. What do you want? I coldly asked. Her tone carried a provocative edge as she remarked, "You know I'm with Leo now, right? I saw your like on my post. You must be really mad, huh? You didn't expect it, right? You were so confident back then that Alpha Leo only loved you, yet now, he's with me. You probably don't know, but he was so fierce last night. We used up several packets of contraceptives. I couldn't bear it anymore and hung up the call." When I walked out of the fitting room, I was about to ask him how I looked when, before I could even say anything, he hurriedly said to me, "Aria, the company suddenly needs me for something. You look around first and send me a message when it's time to settle the bill, okay?" I calmly replied, "Okay. I got it." He was taken aback for a moment, seemingly keenly sensing the change in my mood. "Dear, don't be mad. I swear, I'll be back soon." I nodded. "I'm not mad. Go ahead." At this point, I no longer felt anger toward anything he did. In the next second, his phone rang again with urgency. Without hesitation, he turned around and strode away. I watched his departing figure and silently put the dress back. I would no longer accept anything from him. Once I returned home, I instructed Ethan Miller, the butler, to give the maids some time off. I then packed up all of my belongings. Inside the drawer of the bedside table, I found the love letter Leo had written to me many years ago. The vows and promises we made had now all turned into jokes. I gathered all of the memorabilia and set them on fire, burning them to ashes. Leo hadn't even returned by nightfall, and his chat inbox remained empty. He didn't even bother sending a message. After sending him Eliza's message records and phone recordings, I grabbed my suitcase and walked out of the villa. As the plane took off, I took one last glance at the city where I had lived with Leo for so long, silently thinking to myself, "Farewell forever, Leo. From now on, let's never meet again."